Why do I advocate for the depersonalization of God? In other words, why do I want to raise the awareness and consciousness to a level where people no longer think of God in terms of Jesus and the image of Jesus? Why do I want to depersonalize God? You might think I have a personal vendetta against Jesus. At one point I had, because I had been so damaged by the Christian religion, where I had to heal a lot of wounding surrounding Jesus. But now, through the healing of my wounding, I have been able to raise my frequency, my vibrational field. And in raising the vibrational frequency, you have access to higher radio waves. It's like turning the dial on your radio, you turn it up, you get a different station. And that has given me access to different information, different truths, different levels of consciousness. And from this level of consciousness, which is above the astral 4D consciousness, where the story of the basically where near-death experiences take place, where the stories, where the experiences with the ascended Jesus take place, that all happens in the 4D astral realm. But besides that point, from a higher consciousness, to hold a personalized image of God, to think of God as a person, is what creates the religious wars, what creates and holds the energy of warring and division in our human experience. You see, when you personalize God, when you create God in a mental graven image, you have a certain snapshot that when you hear the word God, that image appears. And for most people, the image of Jesus appears. When we have a graven image of God like that, that is isolated and separate from ourselves and from all of creation, we create the energy of division and war. And because God has been personalized, we fight against each other to fight for the honor of this idol. The reason why it is important to depersonalize God and see God correctly as energy, vibration, and frequency, as a quantum energy that permeates everything and manifests as everything, is because in that form or in that non-form, there is nothing to fight over. Because this God permeates everyone. It permeates me, it permeates you, it permeates the animals, it permeates the rocks in the ground. It is everything. And when God permeates everything, just as it says in Ephesians chapter 4, verse, I think it is 4, that God, this energy, is on and through and in everything, you can no longer make a distinction, because it's like leaven that goes through the lump of bread, the loaf of bread. You cannot pull out a piece of that bread and say this is God, but the lump isn't God. God energy permeates everything. So we cannot lay claim to a corner of God or to an experience with God that is more special than the next person's. Do you see what I mean? So, the personification of God is actually an idol. And this idol keeps humanity at war with one another and with creation. If we want to see change, if we want peace to come, we have to change the awareness. I mean, you can't change the awareness, but at least be open to those who have another awareness to share. And if this makes sense, you have every reason to change your perception. Hopefully, I am giving a valid enough reason for this. So instead of waiting for this personified God, Jesus, riding in on a white horse, think of it as an energy wave of consciousness. When we depersonalize God, we have a greater chance at the consciousness of peace and unification. Because now nobody can hold their special piece of God like an idol and say, this is mine, and I only have the true God. And you got to love and honor my piece of God. See, that creates war. That creates war. So this is my main reason. It's not a personal vendetta against Jesus. It's a greater awareness. It's a higher consciousness that seeks to permeate the collective consciousness of humanity. Are you going to be part of that greater collective consciousness? Are you going to be part of the raised awareness in this world? I invite you to come up higher, higher from where you have been, and grow in the awareness and consciousness that is God and that fills everything, manifests as everything, and nobody can have a corner on that God.